Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give you a tutorial today on how to install a wig. I'm going to show you the way I do it. There are multiple ways to do it, but this is the easiest way that I have found to install my wig, especially a glueless wig. All of the wigs I own are considered glueless wigs, although I do glue some of them down because they may be a budget-friendly wig and the lace can lift a little bit, so I do glue some of them down. So let me show you how I install. I take my bio hair. Now, if you don't have bio hair, you can skip this step. So you can wear either a wig cap and you shove all your hair inside. I just like to wear a wig grip band because I find that it's less material. It feels like less material to me. So I use these pressure clips and I just put my hair in a bun. I make sure that the bun isn't too much of a knot that it sticks up, makes my wig stick up. So that's as flat as possible. I've seen people braid around, just as long as you can get your hair as flat as possible. This wig grip is a normal wig grip you see them used most often. You have to put this on properly. If you take the velvet and you run your finger this way, it's smooth. If you run your finger this way, it's kind of rough and it will pull. So you put this on that way forward because the purpose is when you put the wig on, it won't move back. It kind of grips here, okay? So you have that on. If you buy them and they're too long, just cut them. I cut all of mine because my circumference is petite. All right, so now I look at my wig and I'm gonna determine that this one, the lace on this wig is a little bit of a darker tone than my skin. So I'm going to use some bronzer and I'm going to brush some bronzer here just so that that blends a little bit better. So just check that. Some, like monofilaments, they blend so nicely you don't have to do this step. But I find if the lace is a little bit darker tone, that's so helpful for that to blend in. All right, so now we're ready to check the wig. You're going to want to make sure that your strap adjusters are where they need to be. If you have a bra strap adjuster, see how it came out? Just make sure that those are where they're supposed to be. If you have a Velcro adjuster, they do stay and you don't have to readjust them every time. You hold your wig from the nape and you're going to put your head down into the lace. When you pull that back, I want to have you avoid pulling the lace across the forehead if you have makeup on, because if you get makeup on that lace, it will also make the lace look darker and can make it, stand out more, not blend as easily into the skin. Okay, so we're going to do this. So I put this on and there is a comb on the back of this one, so I put that underneath, either in the bio hair or underneath the wig grip, and you can see this is too low. Instead of dragging this back, I'm going to try to lift it with my ear tabs into position. Okay, the right position is 4 finger widths from your brow. That's where your hairline should start. I have a tendency to put my wigs on too high. And then I get in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got all this forehead. So just double check it before you go out. Make sure that your 4 finger widths from your brow bone to, not your eyebrow, because you may have painted your brows on a little bit higher than normal. So brow bone to the forehead. It looks bad if you have it pushed too far back, and then if you have it too far forward, it really looks strange. So having it in the right position, if you ever question your lace, check that first because that's usually the culprit. Okay, so now I have this on and I'm going to determine, do I need to glue it down? This one fits me great. I don't have to glue it down. There's no gaps in the lace. There is some here, and this is normal when you have lace that goes all the way into the ear tab. That's normal for that to lift. I'm going to the grocery store. I don't care. I'm going to hold this. It's not windy. I don't have to glue that down. If I wanted to, if I was going to wear this all day or was afraid of maybe the wind blowing, if I wanted to do an ear tuck, then I am going to glue that down. And what I do is use a gel, bold hold, got to be glued, any kind of product that is designed as an adhesive for wigs that is water soluble. And you would just put it right here, let it dry a little bit, and then it gets tacky and then you put it down. I'm just, for the sake of time, I'm just going ahead and doing that. And you can see it already, well, it's getting tacky now, but that's what you do. And I would do it on both sides. So the last thing I want to do is I want to check and make sure that my lace isn't standing out. So I feel like this one I need to do a little makeup touch up on it. Get my other mirror. Meaning I'm going to do a zoom in here. So if you look, it looks, the other thing that you want to do is I will usually hold a bunch of hair, never just pull right here on this lace front, and I run my finger underneath, because if you have any stragglers, hair stragglers that are underneath and they're popping out like this one right here, that came from inside the cap, that can really give it a clue that you're wearing a wig. So once you make sure all the hairs are in place. See, I would probably even put a little bit more bronzer on. It's a little bit easier to tell in a regular mirror than here I'm talking to you all through my phone. I would hold my mirror up and see. So I do think I can see a little bit of demarcation here. It's easily fixed. So before you walk out, double check. Use a light colored eyeshadow. They do have makeup that is designed for wigs, like a concealer. I find that if I just do this, it's fine. So then I take this along the edge. Some people swear that if you go up underneath, that it's a little bit more, works a little bit better. I find that this is just fine. So I just dab it on the little knots and up into the part line where you might see some knots. And we are good to go. Also on this one, I just got this wig and I feel like I want to cut back some of this lace a little bit, because I think that will make it look more natural. And depending upon the quality of the lace, you may feel like it's curling up a little bit on the edge. That's an easy fix too with your adhesive. And I'm going to do that. I'll show you that here. But you see how that's softening all that? It's looking much more natural. This is curling just a little bit. And another thing to keep in mind is if you do have this curling, could be the fit. You could have it too tight or too loose, and you need to double check that. So those are some easy fixes. Here I have some of this gel, the Bold Hold gel, and I'm gonna just put that right on the front lace. I try to avoid my skin. Then I'm gonna push it down and I'm melting, quote unquote, the lace into my skin. And if you get some here, like I have a little dab here, that's all right. I'll just take my little powder brush. Okay, and voila. Hang on. Okay, I may take my powder brush and just dab that. I had to take a time out because I was coughing. So I'm back. And I wanted to grab my spoolie because I think this is a really good tool for putting on the wig and making the lace front look really natural if you're having trouble with that. So the spoolie will allow you to take the makeup and to dab the makeup in the spot that you want it, especially if you're going into the part line. And then you can take your spoolie and just soften everything up. And it will also help you kind of pull any hair out that you need to. So I'm not going to glue the sides on this down. I dabbed it here on the front just so that I could like make that look like it's part of my skin. And overall, I think, where's my brush? I think I'm done. Brush it out, put some wig wax in it or whatever you want. Somebody's going to have to be way up close and personal to even detect that this is a wig. Kind of like this one down. These. There we have it. Quick and easy. I hope this is helpful. Just need the right tools and a little bit of practice. You'll be fine. Happy wig wearing, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.